Hey guys, it's Wraith, Kat, and Sylvia, and we're here to talk to you about something really cool we're doing. It is the Big Gay Artbook, and it's in 2 volumes. After many years of asking, could we please have an art book where they could see all their favorite art from the Wraith Rain universes in one spot? The truth was we couldn't find a printer that would give us the quality we wanted and the relatively reasonable price. It's an art book. So we had to go with the high quality paper. We went with an oversized volume. We wanted the art to pop. And really, that's how Mathia and T-Wolf's art should be seen. Not just digitally, not even by like a 6x9 format as you see it on the printed books. We wanted you to see it as they actually make it to be seen. And that is what the Big Gay Art Book Volumes 1 and Volumes 2 are. Because they are expensive, we decided we were going to do it into 2 volumes so that you could choose what's most important to you. Volume 1 has our big players like Everdark and Dragon's Reign and the Night Prince. And the second art book is more of here's the process and here's the maybe the less well-known stories that I've done over the years. But even if you've never read one of my stories, this art is incredible on its own right. And we really hope you check it out because really it's one of the most beautiful things I've ever seen. Kat, what do you think when you had to start putting this together with us and helping us market it? What were your thoughts?
Like the Everdark special editions, it's a really beautiful object in itself. I'm really glad that we went full high quality because, as we say here, nobody needs this to live, but if you really want it, it should be something that's worth the money. I like the format a lot. I was not prepared for how big it was until we took it out of the box because, you see it on a screen and you just see the aspect ratio of it, but everything is shrunk down to your same phone screen, so you have no idea how large it is. Hopefully everybody has seen the banana Instagram video, but if not, I'll link to it.
I agree. I was like, the banana video is the best. It's 1.5 bananas tall and 2 bananas wide. There was another reason we wanted to do this now. A lot of people right now, maybe not a lot, but they're very vocal, want all LGBTQIA plus people to go back in the closet. I can't tell you how often I've heard the phrase, I don't care if you're gay, but, I don't want it pushed in my face, But here's the deal. Simply by existing, we're supposedly pushing our gayness into their faces. That's what they're saying. Like, you just can't talk about it, can't show it, can't make art about it, can't write stories about it. I'm telling you, like, I get this all the time, like, ew, ick, you're going to go to hell. I mean, it's sort of like a funny thing. Every week I like read through these comments and giggle because I'm like, Facebook only puts on your feed what they think you'll be interested in. So those people who are taking the time to comment on it, you do realize you will get more gay stuff in your feed now just because you took the time to interact, because love it or hate it, the algorithm doesn't care. It doesn't know. So I sort of giggle at that. But more importantly, I think it's time for us to fucking push back. So let's push back on these people. Let's shove it in their faces a little bit by having the Big Gay Art Book.
People's reaction has surprised me because, I've taken the pictures and it's in my house and my parents are from the country, even though they've long lived in the city for most of their lives, but it still feels like, what's your weird daughter doing? But like my mom has the 2026 calendar up on her wall. What people's old reactions might have been isn't the same. So I think even though there's a whole lot of people who are loud assholes, there are even more people who are like, it's just art.
I think that's actually a good point. I think sometimes I focus too much on the negative, but in truth, you can see that there are a lot more allies out there. I remember when my best friend came out to my mother, and this was long ago, guys. This was back in the 90s, man. And her reaction, he worked himself up to tell her. And she looked at him, she goes, didn't you tell me this already? I know you're gay. And he just like, he was completely deflated because he was like, I was so worried to tell you. She's like, I love you. No, that's not a problem. And I think that's something that we should focus on as well. But I really do want to celebrate the art that has been created over the past 16 years for these stories and to really show you it in a format that it belongs to be seen in. We're including book ones of, I think, like 5 of the stories or something like that for free in the Kickstarter. So you will have all the book ones that you can read and say, okay, this is the character that I just love this art of, and now I get to know who they are.
I have to confess that I find a lot of the books that I'm going to read through Instagram covers. If you see the art and you're like, ooh, who's that character? Yeah, that actually happens to me a lot.
Obviously, if you're listening to this on Spotify or on Apple, you're not going to be able to see it. So definitely go check out our Instagram or our YouTube so that you can get some of the art. Definitely want you to please click on tell me when this Kickstarter goes live. We have like some questions already because we've basically started to tell people about this, and inevitably there are always these questions. So the first one is, why are there 2 volumes? Most art books on Kickstarter are, book sized. Okay. They're like 6x9. This is not 6x9. This is like, I don't even know what this is. It's 1.5 bananas tall and 2 bananas wide. So the page size is really pretty much too big for in one volume. We didn't realize how big it was until we got the physical proofs. Now we understand why the printer really didn't want us to put any more pages in a single volume. Like they said, like 50 is really where you should stop. When we tried to put all 100 pages or more, actually it was more than that, the cost was more than if we did 2 art books. So we decided that let's do this in 2 parts so that those of you who just really want your favorite Everdark, Dragon's Reign, or Night Prince images, you can just get that. Those of you who have other stories you love, like Empire of Stars, Elven King's Blade, or it just appeals to you more, can get the other one. And those of you who are the true Wraith Rain Rangers would be able to get both. We actually looked into like a paperback option. No, it would rip. It would be bad.
I bonged the paperback option because I'd actually been handling the books for the photo shoot. You want to protect these pages. They're big. The bigger a plane is, the more vulnerable it is. So yeah, it wouldn't make it high quality enough.
Exactly. And I think there'd be issues with tearing and other damage, which we absolutely don't want. So volume 1 really focuses on Everdark, Everdark Academy, Everdark Equinox, Dragon's Reign, Everrain, and The Night Prince. Those are the big flagship stories that are all ongoing. Those are oftentimes fan favorites. We know a lot of people found us from Everdark or Dragon's Reign. Volume 2 gets more into our process. How is an actual piece of art created and why and all this stuff. Oh, I should let you know, and I don't think we mentioned this. In both volumes, myself and Sylvia talk about basically the thought process that went into all this art. So there's all this commentary too. Volume 2 is more like, and it has our smaller properties like Elven King's Blade, Empire of Stars, Valkyrie, like things you might never have heard of. And again, all that stuff is there in that beautiful format. It's just gorgeous. So what are the stretch goals and tiers? We're actually working on those. When we did Everdark last year, we had no idea how you guys would react to getting a beautiful special edition version of Everdark. We know that art books are a bit different than the stories. So we're not anticipating anywhere near how Everdark did. But do not worry. There will be incredibly exciting and fun tiers to reach, and we cannot wait to share those with you.
We do have a few stretch goals and a few tiers. But, next week is another week, and I'm sure Sylvia will be like, guys, I had a great idea, and I'm just going to do this, just like she did last week.
And what was her great idea next week? She's like, I want to give more art. I'm like, oh, okay. Oh, what do you mean? She's like, I think we should do the 2027 Wraith Rain calendar as a tier in this, which will have mostly different art from what's in the art books. And again, the calendar, too, comes with the PDF of the art books and all the free book ones. So if you get your calendar for 2027, you also have books and you also have the PDF of the art books. As Kat says, we are not necessary to live. And the art books are expensive because of their size, the quality, everything. It's just how that is. But we want everyone to feel like they can be a part of this. So we're having a $15 tier, which contains both of the art books that are in PDF. And again, you're going to get all the free book ones. Will I be signing the Big Gay Artbooks? No, they are going to be drop shipped from the printer. In order, again, to keep costs lower, We are drop shipping. Also, it will eliminate potential damage in transport. We absolutely do not want these damaged because they are just so beautiful. We want them to be pristine when they get to you. We'll have, like we did for the Everdark special editions, which will be my signature. That's actually just printed in the book itself. Now, the big question that all of you have: has Wraith updated the Sextra from ED that she promised as one of the stretch goals? Yes, I have. So I had this momentum going into the Sextra, and then I was really unhappy with how some of the later chapters were turning out. And I really will not put something out if I'm not happy with it. Even if it's supposed to be something fluffy, I can't and won't do it. And I got hung up on this. I have been like really trying to figure out what I wanted to say and how I wanted to wrap it up and what was going to happen. And I finally got it. I'm working on the second to last chapter. I'm halfway done with that. For those of you who didn't get a chance to support us on the Everdark Kickstarter, it will be available for sale on our shop and probably wide as well, like on Amazon, Barnes & Noble, and Apple.
If you have any other questions about the upcoming Big Gay Artbook Kickstarter, put them in the comments. We've got a week or two to go before we launch on June 26th. And please follow our project page on Kickstarter so that you know when we launch. And best believe that we will be live streaming because we got to get our QVC on somehow.
Thank you, all of you who have supported us in prior projects, who are members, who have purchased something from our shop or liked or commented on one of our audio stories. We cannot do this without you. We really are dedicating this to you, and we really love you guys, and we really, truly thank you for your support over the years, and can't wait to show you what we're doing next.